Oh, it's stopped now.
Schindler's List!
Yeah, okay, cool. I feel like I'm waffling. Blah, blah, blah. I guess when you've told the story a million times before, you just feel like a boring craft record.
People always extrapolate, or rather project, their worst nightmare and their most positive fantasy. So, seeing as it's a predominantly female community, everybody thinks, with this mindset, oh, it's either a glorious non-stop orgy, or it's a nightmare of synchronized menstrual cycles with poor old bad dog hiding in a cardboard box in the corner. A little bit of both is true, maybe?
I think that's a great thing, is that all of us love the music as well.
Yeah.
And that
Just
really
as
helps.
well. You hear it a lot.
Yeah, hard with the left hand.
Yeah, so basically
Totally blank it out.
yeah, so in my right hand it's 13 notes, so you can put that together how you like
13.
13, yeah, so 3 3 3 4
Yeah.
or 3 3 3 3 1.
Because I haven't been here to practice, okay?
Well, no, we're going to have a harmony backing vocal over the...
There's some really tasty
Okay.
bits in here that can
Yeah.
have like fucking. But I haven't done that much, to be honest. So it's really dependent on where we go with it.
So generally speaking, if I were to write a song when I was much younger, it would usually come about because I was feeling something quite strongly, and I was not someone who was particularly in touch with their emotional state of being, and would often be surprised when I would write some lyrics to a tune that I'd come up with and find that it was quite upsetting or deep, I guess, for want of a better phrase. And it's taken me a lot of years to realize that sometimes the lyrics I write are my way of communicating with myself, least of all anyone else, for that matter.
The whole community moved over to America for a while, and there we met Erin. I think she was working. She was working in a Waffle House. Don't tell anyone I told you. So she was working as a cook in a Waffle House, and I think some of us met her there, and she was like, "Oh my God, you're a band and you're British." And she was just dying to get out of the States, I think. And we got to know her, and then, oh my God, she writes amazing songs, has an amazing voice. So she, we just all fell in love with her. And then Eb was born. And that's that, really. She's amazingly talented, and she just writes songs. Like she'll just get up in the morning and she's like, "Oh guys, I wrote a song last night. I didn't sleep, but I've written a song. Come down and listen to it." And it's always brilliant.
Set our alarm for 6:30. So 4 hours fucking later, I wake up, and the second I become conscious, I've got the fucking song stuck in my head again, and I'm just like, oh God, please. It's a great song, and I can't wait to play it, but ow, my body hurts. We can slip into a 6-time riff, or we can make the same riff 7 times.
Oh.
And a riff that can either take us into 6/4, or we can add a beat and stay in 7.
Let's try the second verse, yeah? One riff on my own.
Yeah.
This is second
Correct, yeah.
Actually, I think our first gig after lockdown might have been at the freaking London Palladium, which is ridiculous. When you've not played for like 2 years and you just get shoved on like one of the biggest theatres in London. But it was incredible. I've never played anywhere like that. So that was our first gig out of the lockdown. And I think it really kind of put a rocket up our ass a bit to be like, right, okay, we need to take this seriously now. We need to get really good. So over the couple of years after that, we just kept gigging, kept writing more. We got to play a few prog festivals and meet a lot of fellow prog fans who are lovely. It's like a little family, a little community of prog loving people, which is really nice. And it feels like when we go to these prog gigs now, it feels like you know a lot of the faces in the audience, like you're just meeting up with a bunch of pals to share great music together. It's really nice.
Please do so.
So that means that Crow's been put down for a bit. An album will be coming, but not this year. But so what do I do when I'm not being lead singer? Well, I now take on the logistics, I would say. I book the hotels, I sort out the food, what they're, cinema nights on tour just to keep the morale up. And all of that, as well as doing the money side of it, someone has to have the overview of, fuck me, we've just lost a whole load of money doing that gig, or fuck me, the merch is going really well, we can go out and eat. So someone's got to have that overview, and that's me. I take that, I'm the fuse, I would say, for the community.
Dealing with money weighs you down, as you know. It's a real stress. And her doing the money for the rest of the community, which you've been doing for...
Again, about 35 years,
yeah,
I would say.
A good few decades.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
Yeah,
but
I'm good at it.
You are very good at it. But it means that there's room for people to be creative, especially my good self, because not a lot of people know, but I'm actually the kind of creative genius behind Ebb. They were a bit, before I rocked up, a bit happy, clappy, a bit sad, a bit love me do. And it has its place, but that's already been done, and they needed to be
I wasn't actually really sure what my place was going to be in the larger scheme of things. I knew I wanted to do something creative. And literally one morning, I was singing when Kitty Biscuits poked her head in and went, "You have a really great voice. We need to do something with that." And that was pretty much all she wrote. And I love it. Synth has only been a very recent thing. I am a big EDM and electronic music lover. You know, going home after raves, I was always listening to ambient or bands that fused electronica with their main playing of music, like Ozric Tentacles and Spongel. It was the wind down music after coming home from a rave. I've always found myself in my own brain trying to break down the music and how do they make that noise. But I'd never ever have dreamt that I would actually be pursuing that as a serious part of my career. I found it very daunting to begin with. I'm not really a technical person. I find it a little bit, intimidating. We did research into various synths, specifically with a view on how could I complement Nikki. And we ended up picking a sequential take 5, and I absolutely fell in love with the instrument in a way that I never expected from myself. I'm learning terms and ways of using the thing that I would have never dreamt that my brain could fathom. And I'm suddenly listening to other music that I've listened to my whole life, like Carbon-Based Lifeforms, Infected Mushroom, Simon Posford's solo project as Hallucinogen. And I'm suddenly listening to this music and I have a whole new world. These massive dimensions are opening up to me because I suddenly know what they're doing. It's an absolute joy for me. But I'm kind of learning as I go, which is fun, daunting, and very exciting all at the same time.
Living in a community is a role-oriented thing, and people see the way we live, they see how we are, and sometimes they'll notice that the same person, always a female, will be, I don't know, washing up or hoovering or doing something of a domestic nature. But the fact is, one chooses one's own niche. I didn't think I was going to become a taxi driver for a bunch of people who couldn't be bothered to pass their test. But that's indeed what I am half the time. A lot of people think I'm the leader because I'm a guy and I'm large and I'm fucking mouthy. That doesn't make me the leader. That makes me, dog. I'm everyone's... they call me puppy, actually, which at nearly 68 is funny. But I am indeed apparently that. But they notice this, they notice the breakdown of roles. But there's no misogyny here, very clearly there isn't. It's a joy living in the community, and it's a particular joy being in Ebb. I can definitely say those things. Erin is our singer-songwriter in Ebb. She's fantastic, great guitar player. But actually, she does everything. Erin welds together smokers out of oil drums. She repairs the brakes of our vehicles. She does all of the services that are required. Different people do different things. There's a great deal of skill. Film editors, camera persons, people who fix the plumbing. You know, we've got an old system. It's an old place, and you can often get the pipes backed up with shit or something wrong with the sewage. The ladies will go out there midwinter, mid-rain, really, arms rolled up, and just clean that stuff out. One would imagine that I, being the man, would do all the clever stuff, the complicated stuff. Well, I am clever, I am complicated, but I don't do that stuff. I do mainly production. Mainly, I've never quite understood what my role is actually. Other people could tell you that. I've got a very poor sense of what I'm supposed to do and be. It doesn't bother me, but I'm useful apparently, so that's good enough.
One thing we probably should mention actually is the bloke in the commune, the bloke in the house.
Yeah.
And I just want to start with an apology because he's
a bit creepy.
He's a bit of an old creep, isn't he? Yeah. Sort of. He's probably after the pussy. He hasn't got the message yet, I don't think.
No.
But
We got him a guitar to kind of like a bass guitar to get him out of the way, and he's ended up somehow being on stage, and he wears bright red shoes, so it really draws the eye.
Yeah.
And
we let him kind of present some of his ideas, but they're a bit stash that in the suggestions bin.
Yeah.
You know, but he's all right. He can be harmless, particularly when he takes his teeth out. But you know, he's just. I can sometimes hear him crack his knees and so forth, but
he interferes all the time with the gear.
Yeah.
And he shuffles, and there's just a weird smell.
No.
Witness the democracy that is air.
Am I not my spectacles?
I think there's maybe only been like 2 or 3 bands that I've listened to in my life where I'm like, I feel like this person is speaking for me, or like this music makes me feel like, you know, I wish I'd written it, like it's saying something that I want to say, and I do find that with Ed, which is a lucky coincidence.
If you want to make some crazy prog tracks, you gotta do some crazy weird shit.
Crazy mic mounting.
Yeah.
Progging. Where the she belongs on the floor. Work, monkey, work!
I don't want to dum-dum.
You must! Record sales!
If you can man the talk back, because I keep hearing things, it's not sounding bad, but I'm here in the room.
Yeah, no worries. Well, I mean, her talkback's just an SM58, so when we put the room condensers in, it's gonna sound fucking warm and loud.
Awesome.
Yeah. Just so you know, also in EP, I've muted the clip that you made because it had an awful lot of ambient hiss.
It's really nice. Really nice.
I disapprove of this wobbly thing.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Is the levels alright for you?
Well, generally I don't hear myself that way.
Well, obviously, yeah.
Our music is very much concept based. It's not just we stuck some chords together and there's some nice words and here it is. There's layers and textures and depth and philosophy to it, if you like. So for me, it harkens back to the 70s, for which I wasn't really around for, but I've heard stories where you would buy an album and you'd open it and the artwork mattered and the lyrics mattered, and that ritual of putting it on the deck and sitting back and absorbing it was an almost meditative experience. And we as a group of people try and hearken back to that, both with our music, our booklets, the way we present our stuff, and what we do on stage. And as luck would have it for the band, this is not an affectation. I'm quite mental, and they're allowed to, ever able to let me loose a little bit on stage. And some people come up to me and say it reminds them of the lady that used to dance with Hawkwind, Miss Stacia, and the sort of the way it was back then in the 60s and 70s. And I think maybe I'm slightly out of time, maybe. My name is Kitty Biscuits. In the band Ebb, I am Glitter?
Hi, well, I'm Nikki. I'm the keyboardist in Ebb. That's my primary instrument. I also dabble in a bit of woodwind playing, so flute and saxophone.
I'm Suna Darcy. I am a synth player and backing vocalist in Ebb.
Okay, so I'll just go for it then. Hi, I'm Anna.
My name is Erin Bennett. I am the lead singer, guitarist, and songwriter in Ebb.
I'm Bad Dog, bass player, producer usually for Ebb.
Hi, I am Maeve. I'm the camera girl. This is Violet.
Yeah. Hi.
She does merch. That one's Tabby. She's the sound tech.
Sound, general luggage of gear and etc.
Thank you very much. Take care of yourselves.
Ebb really, they're quite disappointing most of the time. The musicianship's all right.
I think we've made it better.
Yeah, we've made them practice.
We've made it
really.
better.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably why they're getting attention now.
Yeah.
Is that we're behind it. You know, we're pushing this. And it's good that Ebb are getting their time in the sun, I think.
It's a bit like letting the children go first.
Yeah,
you know, and then clap, and then Crow can actually get involved and show them how to do it properly.
Yeah.